Hello everybody and welcome back to Jump Hootie Heroes. More specifically, welcome to the Golden Wind Feature Festival, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, getting a huge event for Jump Hootie. If you are a Jojo fan, this could be one for you. Speaking of Jojo fans, before we get into this, Stardust Shooters is actually starting its countdown to the 6.5 anniversary. It's one of the veterans of the game, one of the veterans of the scene in terms of gacha games. Not many games have been going that long, especially not the anime adaptation gacha games. So if you're a JoJo fan, might be worth checking out. I'll link in the description the wiki that the fans from the Discord and stuff have made, and maybe you go from there. Maybe you play the game. Who knows? Back on topic though, Jump Hootie. We got a lot to talk about today. Let's get started. No messing about. Let's get started. So, love this image, by the way. Love this image. There's actually a version of this leaked. Not leaked. They posted it on Google Play, but it came out before they'd finished teasing all the characters. So we already knew that we were getting the whole gang. We just didn't know what they were doing yet. Which is kind of weird. Don't forget, if you want to see information as it comes out rather than waiting for this video to go up, I post it on Twitter. I post it in Discord. Get involved. Discord's linked in the description. My Twitter linked in the description. Get involved because that's how you get the info early. That's how you get it early. Now, I was really excited when this image initially came out, and I jokingly said, maybe it's 6 gacha characters. You never know. It could just be 6 sides gacha. And it wasn't. But it was 5. It was a 5-side gacha, and Giorno is a limited. So, technically they are all gacha. I'm not completely wrong. But in a way I'm kind of... I don't know. I'm torn on the matter as to whether I'm happy about that. But whatever. Whatever. It's cool that the whole gang's here. That's all I'm saying. We got the Retweet Campaign, which by the time this video goes up, you're not going to have long left to get involved with. Because this ends when the event starts. But don't worry, because only 20 people are going to win Giorno, which realistically, the odds of that is just so drastically low. But everybody's going to get those JoJo's Bizarre Adventure gacha tickets. So that at least is good. Now, this is where a lot of the confusion started off. In the initial post, it didn't say that Giorno was a limited. And I think most people prior to that had been assuming he was an unlimited anyway. Because why would he be? It's the normal version of Giorno rather than the Gold Experience Requiem, which is what we were expecting for the limited. Well, he is a limited. And the original tweet was wrong. We thought that the thing it linked to was wrong. The thing it linked to said he was a limited. But no, the tweet itself was wrong. He was, in fact, a limited character. Which some people are not very happy about. I can kind of see why they've done it. And I have a feeling... Well, we'll talk about theories and stuff later. Let's just get into the event. So, the returning events... let's click on that. This is all the stuff from the Countdown campaign. This just teased all the events for us early. And we'll talk more in detail about what each event is. And it gave us a little character preview of the characters with their stands. The actual sprites in game, the animations will have it, but the images we have for the database don't have the stands behind them. So it's nice that they gave this to us. It's nice that we have this. Because the stands look really good, especially if you go up here, look at the detail. Look at the detail. That's crazy. Sometimes I would say they look better than the sprites, but I mean it's JoJo characters, so it's kind of in that weird uncanny valley area where some people are like, yo, look at the detail, they've captured Raki's style beautifully, and other people are like, wow, that's gross. So I like them. I personally do like them. I think it fits some characters better than others. These are from the coloured manga, so there's an official coloured version of the manga where it was digitally coloured by Shueisha or something like that. And that is the version that I read. So that is the colours that I was used to, which was why it looked so bizarre to me when they released the anime and it was all the other colors. But like on a good day, JoJo's have like maybe 3 color palettes each. But part 5 was a mess, bro. Part 5, like obviously the digitally colored version was relatively consistent, but in terms of like color pages and stuff, bro, they've got like 5 or 6 different color palettes for Giorno. If you play I think, is it Eyes of Heaven or Battle All Stars? I can't remember which one, but it might be both actually. The alternate costumes and stuff, there's so many different colors for these characters. And they've all been officially made by Araki at some point on a color page or whatever. But no, I really like the sprites, and I'm a big fan of the color palette choices. Pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So down here, some of this stuff is not really relevant because it's from the Countdown campaign, so it's ending tonight. But the returning events, Koichi's event, people asking, I only got 1 Koichi, how do I get more? The 1 Koichi is from the mission. To get more Koichi, you need to get them from Seko's event, which we'll talk about a bit later. But he is available. You can get him to max luck. So if you missed your chance last time, now you're going to have the opportunity. We have Dio, Iggy, and Vanilla Ice have all returned already. And they will be available throughout the event. And ×3 drop rate on Vanilla Ice and Dio. The reason they've done that is because people don't really see the reason for like farming characters when they come back around, because if you've already cleared it, then it coming back makes no difference to you. You could just, if you're mixing like 1 copy, you don't have to rush and do it now. You can just do it another time. It doesn't matter. But if you've already completed all the events, what are you gonna do? Who cares? Well, well. ×3 drop rate means that you can farm up a bunch of copies of Dio and you can sell it to the store and get a load of droplets, and then you can use those droplets to buy more things in the store. And they are doing an event during this feature festival where the droplets are going to have more stuff in the store. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Something to do maybe later in the event once you've farmed everything, which I think is probably going to happen to most people. We have the Ora challenges, or Ora challenges as I've read. These stages are a lot easier with modern units, but don't worry if you can't beat them now, because another opportunity will come along. Obviously, the rewards have reset this time, so technically if you don't beat it this time, you would be missing out on whatever rewards are currently available. But other than the duel, I mean, you're not missing out on that much, I don't think, so if you can't beat it, don't beat yourself up about it. A lot of newer players might struggle, but anybody with like modern units should be fine. Should be fine. We have this gacha. If you're new to the game and you're a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, pull on this gacha. I know it's going to be, there's other much more tempting gacha, but it's 1,000 rubies for 3 guaranteed 5-star JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters. That's mad. That's mad. And you can get more. I saw people pull like 5. Like there's a chance to get more, but it's 3 guaranteed at least. And there's some really good units in there. So, just saying. The countdown packs, which I did not purchase. Maybe I should have purchased them. Because I'm gonna need some rubies. I don't know. Is that a good deal? I mean, these packs are always, like, they always come back, but I'm trying to think if it's actually a good deal. How much is that? 36.80 yen. That's like £32, I think, for 1,500. It's okay, I guess. It's okay. I mean, it's about the going rate, isn't it? Maybe it's a bit cheaper. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe I should have bought them though. There's this pack, which is what can I say? It's difficult with choice ticket packs. People seem to value them differently. For me, that's not worth it. But for some people, it's like, yo, I'm guaranteed to get the unit. Like if you're missing 1 JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character going into this event, and say it gets to the end of the event and you've done all the free gacha tickets and you haven't got them, you're just like, I pay this money, I get 1,000 rubies, I'm guaranteed to get the unit I want. That's worth it to me, especially if it's a good unit. To me, that 4,900 yen's a bit too much for that, especially seeing as these aren't new units. Like, I know it's a choice ticket, so it's a bit different, but these aren't new units, so Will Zappelli is a 20 unit, to be fair. Anyway, this gacha, I'll say it now because this was in one of the other videos before, so we've kind of already talked about it. Guaranteed Dio on the 9th multi, chance to get Josuke and Jotaro. I actually got them switched up in the last video. I meant to say Josuke is one of the best units in the game, not Jotaro. Jotaro is still good though. Josuke is one of the best units in the game. Dio is one of the best units in the game. This is one of the best gacha that has ever been in the game. So, if you're a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, or you're just a fan of having good units, I would recommend pulling on this. Guaranteed Dio on the 9th multi. I actually saw someone say when I originally posted this on Twitter, one of the Japanese fans said it would be better if it was just Dio. And then Dio was guaranteed on the 9th step anyway. So Dio is guaranteed on the 9th step, which is, it cannot be understated, is very, very nice. And Josuke, Jotaro. If you manage to get all 3 of these on a reroll account, oh, magnificent. Magnificent. And this was the update to the Droplet Store I talked about. They're going to add some tickets in there, event doors, hero doors. The idea is you're getting a guaranteed 5-star off of that, which is nice. It's only going to cost you 2,000 droplets over the course of 2 weeks. And 2,000 is actually quite a lot, but they're giving you lots of opportunities to get more as well, so it's kind of like a 50-50. Event doors and hero doors. You know, I've been buying these. I haven't been using these enough. I should be using these more. But there you go. And Polnareff added to the store. His evolvers added to the store. They should be doing more of this. Some of these characters just don't fucking come back. Now, Polnareff is going to be in the store. His evolvers are going to be in the store. So anytime you need him, he is there. As I can recall, though, he was not someone you could get to max luck before because he was part of some weird like bingo or something. So, like, I don't know what luck he's available at in the store, and I don't know if it'd be feasible to get into 99 luck or whatever. But getting a max skill Polnareff is now possible. So, good for all of us. Good for all of us. I'm kind of hoping it's like Goku, Chopper, all those characters where it's very much possible to get them to max luck, but maybe you wouldn't necessarily... Wait, was it max luck or max skill? Am I thinking max skill? I don't think I've got Chopper max luck. I don't know. I'm waffling, it doesn't matter. Let's go back. So, here are the reprints that were announced this week. All those reprints were announced last week. We've got Dio coming back. We've got the Stroheim Legend Summon coming back. Make sure to get this because you don't want to be spending PvP medals on this. It's a waste. Just clear this event. Just don't bother. The only thing I'm spending PvP medals on are new characters as and when I feel like it. Soifon I really wanted, so I did that. And fucking Medora books. Where the fuck are the Medora books, bro? I've been fucked on those books so many times. And we've got Keicho coming back. We've got Akira coming back, and we've got Whole Horse coming back. I can't remember if Whole Horse is in regular rotation. I don't think he is. Either way, an opportunity to get him to max luck. Weirdly though, they didn't say anything about whether these are like double drop or whatever, so I'm assuming they're not. And I think the reason for that is the other events will show up in the... I don't know actually. I think the other events show up in the general events tab. I don't know if these ones will. These might show up in the Jojo tab. But we'll see when the event drops. I already have all these max, so I don't need to think about this. These can disappear from my brain. Now, the actual Golden Wind stuff. Here we are. We have the Pachione Badge. I didn't know what this was when it first came in. I recognised it, but I didn't know what the item was for. Now we know the item is for joining the organisation, which is a key tool we'll be using later in the video. And we get the Stand Arrow. The Stand Arrow is the equivalent of gacha tickets for this event, because they've already used Jojo gacha tickets before. They came up with a new item to be the gacha ticket for this event. Chance to get Jojo characters. Not much else to it than that. I've been quite unlucky with these in past events. My luck is, you know, about as fair to probability as possible. It goes up, it goes down, it goes round and round. It doesn't. Like, I see some people just get fire, just non-stop fire. Sick pull here, sick pull there. And then I see some people, and my heart goes out to them. They just get shaft over and over again. For me, I'll put a limited on like a single pull. It's, oh, whoa, it's such luck. And then I'll go a few limiteds where I go all the way to 9 and hardly get any 5 stars. So I have my ups and downs, but typically these tickets I get nothing. So if I could pull one of the units, that'd be cool. If it could be one of the units I don't have, that would be cooler. But we'll see. Actually, no, tell a lie. I think I got something off one of these, maybe like 5 or 6 events ago. I can't remember what though. Now we have 2 daily stages for this event. We have Fugo's study group. You can get Norancia's notebook from this, and you can use Norancia's notebook to pull on this gacha down below. You also get 1 free go on this gacha. So the notebook gets you a multi, and the free go gets you a multi. So you get 2 free multis on this gacha. There's no characters in here. It's just freebies. If you're expecting to get all these goodies in the middle constantly, you'll get some. But you're going to get a lot of books, you're going to get a lot of jump soul, stuff like that, gold tickets, whatever. But there are some premium goodies in there as well. So that's nice. And additionally from this event there are missions, you can get a stand arrow, and you can get this chat stamp of Giorno. The chat stamps look very nice. I just do not use that function of the game. So, is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on to the actual farmables. We start off with Pesci, who is a transcendent. Probably does not stand much of a chance of being good. I'll use this opportunity to mention I'm going to be switching up how we do the batch reviews, because I think waiting right till the end of the event and then dropping a fucking 1-hour video is not really the right way to go about this. So, with this event, for example, we know all the information on the gacha units straight away, so I'm going to do a batch review of all the gacha units, I guess on like September 1st, September 2nd, because that's when we're going to know all the information about what the characters do from the gacha, including the limited Giorno. So I'll drop that, so I can give you my opinions, and I can tell you what the characters do, and then we'll do the event characters later in the event. It's not as time pertinent, and we can wait until the characters are available, and then I'll cover them. So, gonna split that up. I think it's gonna be a bit more digestible as a smaller video, and we'll also get it out earlier. Getting out earlier, I think, is key, because like the sale one is like you had like 1 day left or something on it. What's the point? But I'll give you my opinions on these units, and we'll see what's what. So, farmable Pesci. I'm sorry if there's any Pesci fans out there. Ugliest motherfucker alive. Ugliest motherfucker in like the entire Jojo anthology. And the sprite has captured that beautifully. So kudos to the devs. Truly horrifying. Truly horrifying. You know Transcendent events by now. You know how it works. Now, Chocolata. This one is something to talk about, because we saw the Giorno, we saw that he was limited, and we saw it was 7-page Muda Giorno. Well, where does that happen in the story? Oh, it happens against Chocolata, so obviously he's going to be the catastrophe. No! Stupid. He's a transcendent. Why didn't you see that coming? What's going on? What's going on? Now, based on the IDs, Giorno is unit number 1. That's not a surprise. But Chocolata is number 2. Typically, he'd be a bit further in the IDs, and they'd have like the standard gacha units first, or whoever Giorno is countering as a catastrophe first, who you can see on the screen is Diabolo. But no, he's here. He's a transcendent. He's right next to Giorno. Why is that? My theory, and you don't have to listen to my theory, but my theory is that Giorno and Chocolata were supposed to come for Golden Week this year. And for one reason or another, they completely changed how they were going to do things for the entire year sometime earlier. So Giorno was done, Cioccolata was done, and they were going to be released separately from the rest of the batch. They were going to be the introduction to the series, released as part of some kind of ensemble, and then when the actual batch came, we would have the Gold Experience Requiem Giorno. Now, it's also possible that Giorno was originally intended to be standard gacha, and we were going to have Gold Experience as a limited, and they had some complaints about what they'd done with the other JoJos, and so they changed it. But the thing is, when I think about that, I think this is not better, because you've got 2 limited Giornos instead. Now, I'm not saying 7-page Muda doesn't deserve to be limited, but when you do it like that, that's 2 limiteds. That's kind of mad. So I am wondering whether they were supposed to come out for Golden Week, and because of the virus or whatever, they were like, shit, let's change things, and they had to change it. And now he's coming out with this event, and the Diabolo, which was supposed to be counted by God Experience Requiem, still here because they didn't think Cioccolata was suitable as a catastrophe for a full God Experience, a full Golden Wind event. So they've put Diabolo in there, and we will get Gold Experience Requiem Giorno at a later date. Possibly next year's Golden Week. Possibly not, I don't know. Very possible he could be used for New Year also, because they used Mugetsu Ichigo for New Year, and you know, what's he got to do with New Year? Like, I guess he's like, Final Getsuga Tensho references the moon. What does the moon have to do with New Year in Japan? Something. But I don't think that's it. I think they were just choosing a cool character, and I think they do the same Gold Experience Requiem Giorno. I have a New Year or Golden Week, that's what I think. But what's my point here? My point is that Cioccolata's a transcendent and he's counted by a limited. That's weird. That's weird. But Giorno also counts as Diavolo, so we'll see. We'll see how these counters work and how these stages work. But like I said, Transcendence, you know the deal by now. You just farm them, get into 99 luck. And the sprite looks okay. God, some of the characters in Jojo are so ugly, bro. Some of the characters are so ugly. But if you read back this chapter, or I think it's about six or 7 chapters. Green Day and Oasis. Is that it? I think that's it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, kind of gruesome. But so be it. Now, the Grateful Dead. When we first saw this banner, it kind of seemed to suggest that Prosciutto was not farmable. He is farmable. You need to clear this stage 3 times a day. It's available 3 times a day. This is the other daily stage. And you need to clear it all 3 times a day. And you'll get 10 luck for every time you do that. So you have to, on at least 10 days, or over the course of at least 10 days, so on at least 10 days, clear it 3 times, or over the course of the entire event, clear it at least 20 times. To guarantee... Wait, no, not at least 20 times. I've got that wrong. You need 20 of him. That's what I'm trying to say. You need 20 of him to get him to max luck, because he comes at 5 luck. So make sure you do. His sprite looks a bit funny, but I think it's just like the Jojo characters when they're zoomed out. It just looks a bit funny. But I think in game, like you can see in the banner in game, he looks fine. But it looks a bit funny there on the left. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But it's also cool that this gives a lot of experience, because this will be a good opportunity for me to throw a few... I mean, it depends on how much a lot is. This is a large amount. Depends how much a lot is. But hopefully enough that it's worth to just throw some characters in and like easily get them up to max level, and then I don't have to do any skill stage farming, and I can just focus on whatever's going on with the event, maybe get some more copies of Dio to feed to the store, stuff like that. Now we have Seko's event, Underground Tracker. This event is a point store event. You earn the sugar cubes, you trade them in at the point store. This is the event where you get copies of Koichi. So if you don't have Koichi max luck, this is where you're going to get it from. And point boosters. That's right. That's the other thing I need to say. Point boosters. Lots of point boosters for this event. little bit disappointed with. I mean, I kind of expected one of the gacha units to be a point booster, more than countering anything specifically. And in this case, it's Narantia. Narantia, a very weird choice considering how that fight actually goes. Because I'm pretty sure he's taken out like immediately. like the second Sekko appears, he's like done. Unless I'm remembering things wrong. I think that's how it went. But Narantia is going to be the booster. So this is the event he counters, and he's going to be the one you want to use to counter this event. Bruno seemingly also countering this event, which makes a bit more sense. But he's not the booster. He is he's like a more of a booster than say Giorno, but he's 75%. It's kind of weird. But you'll be able to get Chocolata. You'll be able to get Sekko. So that's at least 100, and then 3 units are all the rest seem to be 25. So 150 is looking like the boost for most people. If you buy one of the ticket packs, you're guaranteed another 25% on that 175. Unless you get Narantia or Bruno, then it'll be more. I don't know. I know some people will be annoyed that Narantia is the point booster like that, but there's no other reason to do the gacha all separately, I guess. Like you've got to have a reason to pull on the specific side other than I like this character normally, and I guess that's kind of what they've done. But anyway, I'm not going to be pulling specifically for Narantia just to get a boost on this event, even if the rewards are good. Like, I don't need more copies of Koichi, so I'm only doing this for the missions to get Sekko to max luck and whatever other, like, the jewel fragments and stuff. So it's not like I'm going to be going super hard on it. So yeah, and then Diabolo, our Catastrophe, who absolutely should have been countered by Gold Experience Requiem, and in another universe he was, but in this one they had to change the schedule, and so now he's not. But he will be countered by the Giorno we did get, which is the 7-page Muda Giorno, and I assume... Actually, I don't know, because like I haven't looked at the skills too in depth, but Pachione is also yellow, so he might help out on this stage a little bit. But regardless, get copies of Diabolo, beat the hardest stage to get his aura costume. Very nice. If you want to read this stuff in a bit more detail, link in the description to this post on our website. And what do I think of his sprite? I see it from certain angles and I don't like it, and I see it from other angles and I love it, so I don't know. But King Crimson looking pretty good. Pretty good. These events, there's a community event and there's a points event. There's a something event. So we need a name for that kind of event. We'll talk about that. But a community event, you earn merit, and the merit gets you the trust of the organization. You do that by clearing stages, and that will fill up the gauge. And filling up the gauge will give you a stamp, a multi-ticket, a stand arrow. And I think I actually forgot to put that there's like personal missions, because I think the personal missions you get some other stuff from that. I don't know, but lots of goodies. So make sure to contribute, even though you will be anyway by playing. Look, I don't get the point of the community events. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's always just like, oh no, you're not gonna make it. Oh look, you made it. The end. Or they don't even have to do that sometimes. Sometimes people just go ham enough that like we just clear it after a few days, and then it's pointless to earn these anymore. So I don't know. I don't really see the point, but some free goodies. So I'm not going to turn my nose up at free goodies. And then this event, this is the one we need a name for, because we've had a few events like this now, where you get some kind of medal, some kind of badge, some kind of item, and you have to level it up over the course of an event. And that's going to get you rewards, including rubies, including stand arrows, whatever it's going to be in this event. I don't know what to call it, though. If anyone has a good idea, leave in the comments. But this event is the one where you have to beat specific stages. So this one, just be any stage, doesn't matter. As long as it's not like a 1 stamina stage or something, it will be contributing. This stage, on the other hand, you need to clear missions related to these stages. And not just those 3, there'll be other stages. But it'll say something like, get this character to 6-star, get this character to max luck, whatever. And you'll do that, and then that's how you're going to earn these points, and you're going to trade the points in to level up this badge from bronze to silver to gold to Gangstar, which is what that says. So, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. As far as I can recall, none of these stages end early, so you should have ample opportunity to do all the stages without having to worry about one of them disappearing. That's good, and you can earn some goodies for that. So very nice. Diabolo is a Unity battle, and the Diabolo Unity battle gives us a Trish Una Legend summon. This is a bit strange because it's one of a few different feature festivals they've had in the last few months where there's been a Unity battle and it's been like a returning villain or the same villain as in a catastrophe or whatever, and you either earn nothing new, nothing special from it, or you earn, in this case, a legend summon. Again, I wonder if this is just a result of, you know, coronavirus, schedule changes, so on and so forth. I don't really know. But Trish coming to us as a legend summon is better than nothing, I guess. Better than nothing. She could have easily been a playable unit, and I'm sure they do have a playable unit for her ready to be added at some point. But not today. Not today. So, make sure to do this, because chances are, like, once this goes, the only way you're going to be able to get her is, like, a few months down the line they add her to the PvP store. And that's always the worst. That's the worst, bro. I hate it so much. So, just a heads up. Just a heads up. The Jojo Tower boost, you know this by now. Jojo characters get boosted stats, boosted point gain in PvP. If you're not planning to pull for any of the Jojo characters, have fun in PvP during this week, because it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying. And here we are, the limited gacha, Giorno Gi. Look at that. Look at that. How can you look at that sprite? Crazy. Needless to say, I'm very happy with it. People that know me know that Part 5 is my favourite part. Giorno is my favourite Jojo. Look at that. Look at that. They just look. They've done justice. They've done justice with this sprite. In terms of the skills, all division in the Discord chats that I am in about whether he's actually good or whether he's a massive pile of arse. Because there's some talk. There's some talk. I'm not going to go over his whole skills. We're going to save that for the batch review, but I am going to talk about his ultimate attack in just a second. Here he is here. Standard stuff here. 9 multis, guaranteed Giorno. And here is his new skill. We have called it Reversal, which is not how it appears in like actual game, but based on what it does, it's very similar to a skill in Pokemon called Reversal. So that's what I did. That's what I called it. So Reversal is a type of additional damage that goes on top of Giorno's base damage. And Reversal will do more damage the lower your HP is. If your HP is at max, the additional damage will be 1. But the closer it gets to 0, the higher it goes. You can see a brief explanation here. You get 50% of the difference between your current HP and your max HP added to your damage. So, here's an example. Giorno's ultimate attack at level 12, inflict 475% damage to one enemy, and inflict 50% reversal damage, which is reduced to 5% in tower. So the situation they have posed to us is when your max HP is 70k and your current HP is 20k, when you use Giorno's ultimate attack, you take that 70k, you take away the current HP, 20k, that leaves you with 50. 50 divided by 2, 25, and that 25 is added onto his damage. So 475 damage plus an additional 25,500 in tower. Now, the reason we're seeing some divide on this is because it's not really like anything we've had before. We've had additional damage, sure, but this is very specific to like a weird way. So let me explain my methodology on why I think this is kind of weird. Say you take Netero. Netero does a certain amount of damage, and if you're fighting against a certain class, does more damage. That's so straightforward. That's so straightforward. Anybody can just say, okay, well, what class is the enemy? Oh, they're not that certain class they need to be. Okay, well then he's not going to do his boosted damage. But with Giorno, it completely goes against how you would actually want to play the game most of the time. It is, on a lot of stages, beneficial to have high HP, beneficial to be in a good situation with high HP, and this stage, this punishes you for it. Now, there are other, characters that have had boost at low HP or boost under a certain amount of HP or whatever, but none of those have expected you to go as low as physically possible, as close to 1 HP as possible, in order to get the maximum benefit. Normally, they just say, oh, get under 35 and you get the benefit. It doesn't matter if you go any lower. Get it under 40, get it under 60, whatever. This expects you to go low to get the maximum benefit. Now, the nerf in tower, I don't care. I don't care, because I don't care about PvP. It couldn't have been 50% in tower, because the HP is so much higher. So I think it would have been a lot of damage in PvP. But if we look down here, there's a bit more information. It does stack when you use multiple skill bubbles. It says it's unaffected by the effects of other skills, abilities, status changes, and type matchup. Now, what I initially took that to mean when I read it was, it bypasses guard, it bypasses damage reduction, all this stuff. And I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was a lot better because I was thinking in my head, oh, like none of the negative effects are going to affect it. That's awesome. But I mean, based on the way it was worded, it kind of sounds like the positive effects don't affect it either. Which I guess makes sense because it's like a flat damage rather than a percentage. So attack up shouldn't work on it. Ultimate attack up shouldn't work on it. Which makes it sound worse. But okay. In the case of Tower and Unity Battle, it's based on the final calculated HP. So in Tower, you start off with more HP. In Unity Battle, you start off with more HP than in standard gameplay. It measures from the final HP bar you'll have in game, rather than measuring from the HP pre-buff. And in Tower, if you get overkilled, if you go below 0 HP, if you are dead, you'll still do damage as if it was like 1 HP. It doesn't go below that, or at 0 HP. But if it goes lower, you don't get some like crazy amount of HP or damage because they've overkilled you. It doesn't work like that. Which actually would have been kind of cool, because if you had him like last line in PvP and you just got absolutely smacked, but then you had a load of skill bubbles and a load of whatever that you've just set off as well, then you'd absolutely smack back. Could have been cool. Could have been cool. On stages like Kai and Shiba's, where there's a debuff against max HP, the reduced max HP is what Giorno's skill will measure from, not the original. And when your HP is max, the damage will be 1. So, is Giorno good? I find it very hard to say right now, based on what we can see here, because I struggle to measure flat damage against percentage damages. It's kind of weird, and he seems counterintuitive as a front line. Like, he wants you to have less HP. He doesn't want you to really use buffs, because I mean the buffs will still affect his normal damage, but it won't affect the buff damage. It's I don't know. I don't really know what to think of him as a unit. I'm still gonna pull for him. But I think all the people said, "Oh, he's garbage," whatever. Like, maybe, but I don't know. I really want to give him a go before I jump to that conclusion, because outside of Diabolo stage, I won't use, like, if I use him on Diabolo stage, he's going to be set up perfectly to be good for that stage, so that's not really a fair test. But I want to try him on something else and see how it works out, because it seems like if you stacked a lot of skill bubbles, you still could be doing a lot of damage. That's how it seems to me. But there are people that are more well versed in the actual, like, damage calculations and stuff than I am. Those people are going to have a better idea than me of how good it actually is. So we'll see. We'll see. But when I do the batch review, I will have actually had my hands on Giorno, because I will be doing a summon video prior to that. Yes, I am going for him. And we're going to give him a go before that, and I'll give you my honest opinion, because there's no point in me lying to you. if I actually start playing with him and he's shit, then he's shit. Like, I pulled for not for Giorno, for Yamamoto. Look, like, I pulled for him because I thought he was a cool character, and I still think that, and I still think his animations are really cool. I do not use him. I do not use him. He can be good in certain situations, but so can basically every unit in the game, and basically every other unit I have in my box. Didn't really cost me that many rubies, except for a handful of them. So it is what it is. But make of this ability what you will. I want to see what it's like in game first. And if you want to read this, again, link in the description to the news post. Gives you a chance to work out some damage totals for yourself and see if it's actually worth it to you. The new heroes gacha. Now, we mentioned this before. These characters are on 5 separate side gacha. My opinion on this is, I don't know. I think it's kind of good, because if you're gonna add 5 standard gacha units, at least if I know that I only want one specifically, I still only have to do 5 multis, and I still have a chance at the other 4 on the way up to that 5th multi. So I don't need to worry too much about, oh my god, the pool's flooded, what am I gonna do? On the 5th multi, I'm guaranteed to get the unit, and that is that. So I'm at least happy in that regard. But if you're the kind of person who wants to get all of them, oof, that's kind of rough. But at the same time, you know, it was going to be rough regardless of what format if there's going to be 5 new standard gacha units. So this also kind of follows the methodology I've been talking about this year for the dev team, of just getting as many characters to fill out the cast of certain series, rather than worrying about, oh, this key fight and that key fight and that certain matchup and whatever. It's just more a matter of, we want more characters, like for example Ichigo. We've got a better version of Ichigo in the gacha now, plus we've got a bunch of the captains from Bleach. Like, they just want to fill the standard gacha with as many desirable feature cast characters from the series. That's why in the One Piece one, they were just like, fuck it, just throw 4 like iconic villains into the gacha, and that's that. And I think that's quite smart, because they could have easily gone, oh, like a V2 Nami or V2 Sanji, or put Brook in there or whatever. Brook would have been good, but you put 4 villains in there, people love those villains, bro. People love Crocodile, people love Enel, people love Katakuri. I think it's a good choice. I think it's been a good choice pretty much every time. And instead of going, like, say for example, My Hero Academia, I don't think they did particularly well with that gacha, but I think the idea was to get a new Midoriya out over everything else. But I think in that one it should have been 4 sides, and they should have put more of the feature cast in there, but probably they didn't have them finished and they went with Nejire and Sun Eater instead. But I'd say most of the other feature festivals, the focus on filling out the roster of the series has been pretty evident, and this is the big one. It could have been worse. It could have been 6 sides. So I guess it's good they stopped at 5. But as for the characters, we'll talk about their skills in the batch review. But The sprites are nice, bro. The sprites are nice. I'm not going to put it on any of these side gacha, but, you know, if you're a fan of one of these characters in particular, you're going to go for it. I think that works. I think that works for them. Because realistically, the beauty of something like this is, say they've got 5 characters and they're going to add them anyway. Like, they easily could have added Narancia as, like, an event unit or whatever. They make up 5 gacha characters. How much extra work is it to make side A, side B, side C, side D? Like, it's 5 separate gacha. But if you already have the characters and you just throw them in there, it's like, you gotta make the banner image and you gotta put a few lines of code in maybe, and that's about it. Because all these gacha are essentially the same, they just have a different featured unit. So, I don't know. Also, kind of weird that you've got Bruno, starts on the 31st, ends on the 6th. And then you've got Mister, starts on the 31st, ends on the 6th. And then you've got a Baccio, starts on the 1st, ends on the 3rd. Have I got that right? Am I going crazy? Have I got that right? That doesn't sound right. I probably wrote that down. I must have written that down wrong. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. I think some people will pull. I think some people will be happy with the characters they get. I mean, if you say, like, I don't know, say you're a huge fan of Fugo, it's like, fuck it, just put on this gacha. Guaranteed Fugo on the 5th multi. And then on the 3rd and 4th, if you don't pull Fugo, you're guaranteed to pull one of the other characters. Worst case scenario, you pull 2 of the same character. You pull 2, like, whatever, Mister, 2 Narancia. But you're guaranteed to get 2 Pachione characters, or on the 3rd multi you get Fugo and then you stop. So it's calm. It's calm as far as I'm concerned. And I quite like side gacha. I quite like it. Now we've got 2 defeat Diabolo gachas, one for the Unity battle and one for the catastrophe. A lot of good units in there. Only put on these gacha if you're missing all the characters, is my personal opinion. But there are some people that will just pull regardless. And if you're one of those people, hey, good for you, I guess. good for you, I guess. Out of the 2 gacha, it's kind of hard to say which one I think is better. Maybe this one. Maybe. But I mean, it's still pretty strong. Like even the older units, in this case, Android 18 and Emma, are like the older units. They're still good units. They still get a lot of usage, so it's fine. It's fine. The ticket packs, as always, I'm going to be buying this ticket pack. I personally am not going to be putting on the side gacha, so there's no reason for me to worry about buying this, but I know that some people do have the kind of, oh, I'll buy the ticket and then I'll summon on the gacha and not really think about it, and it's like, it's a good way to fuck yourself over, but sometimes it works out. And I mean, for that price, I suppose you're not that worried about getting fucked over. It's like, oh no, I got 2 dupes of whichever character. It's okay. And this ticket pack, which again, it's okay. It's a little bit too pricey for me. Because the jewels are nice, obviously, but that's the only thing out of all this other stuff that I care about. So at that point, it's just this ticket, which is no different than this ticket, and 750 rupees instead of 450. So I'm paying like, what, 3,000 extra yen almost for 300 rupees at that point, and some extra stuff. Well, and the jewels, which are nice, but whatever. We have a Black Clover gacha, which I don't care about. If Black Clover is the next feature festival and we're just going straight into another feature with no ensemble, then hey, at least it's one I can save on. I know that some people will be very excited about Black Clover, and I do like it as a series, but not enough to actually pull on the gacha, bro. Not enough to actually get involved. I don't know what they will do with a Black Clover event. I don't know if we're going to get like a limited Asta again, limited Yuno, limited Julius. I have no idea. And I have no idea which arc it's going to cover either, because there's There's so many because it just sprints through the series. But bear in mind, recently, the focus of the feature festivals has just jumped around different arcs, so they could quite easily do that in Black Clover. But if it is Black Clover, I will be a tiny little bit disappointed, but I think it's going to be okay because we've got Part 5, which I'm gassed about, and we've got some other stuff to look forward to, which we'll show down below. We have the Netero and Meruem event. It's not really an event, it's a gacha and a Genkai battle. But we have the Netero gacha, which I'm wondering if this is going to be the same as the original Netero one that had 3 other limited yellow characters on it. I don't know if it will. If it does, that's still a good gacha to pull on. If not, then I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he is good, but And I beat Meruem now. Yes, I beat him. I mean, I've got Netero, so it's kind of embarrassing it took this long, but we beat him. Yes. I still haven't beat Saga. That's kind of embarrassing. But to be fair, my blue characters suck, bro. I've got like none of the good. I should have pulled for Seiya instead of Yamamoto, and I regret it. And I'd even take Gold Seiya as well. Gold Seiya would be nice, but so be it. So be it. So this bit, this is the bit we're excited about. I don't know if I mentioned this in a video. I think I must have. Shin IP basically said on one of the live streams, on the Saint Seiya live stream, he said next week more information on the survey winners from the 2018, from the 8 million downloads survey, because they showed on that stream the results from the 5 million download survey, which we all thought we already had, but it turns out we had some other information, I don't know, and it turns out that Siren is being added to the game. Well, the results of the 8 million downloads one are going to be shown sometime next week, so it's been delayed. And he said, look, I know I said next week during that live stream, and that was like 3 weeks ago, but it'll be shown next week. What I'm thinking is maybe he meant to say next stream, or meant to write next stream, or whatever, and accidentally put next week. But then again, it said in a notice in game, so it seems like it was meant to be next week, and they just fucked it. But they've been showing us some other stuff. As you can see below, we've seen a little bit more information on the Kochikame Feature Festival. Now, I really think this is cool. They're showing us how they actually design the characters. And this is going to be kind of... how can I put it? Do you know how when they make anime, manga, cartoons, whatever, they have character reference sheets? Where they will make, this is what the character is supposed to look like in this situation, that situation, whatever. I have a feeling that's what this is. They'll make this and then they'll colour this. And then when it comes to the actual sprites, they have to make a sprite sheet and they have to like try and figure out how do I get them from this position into that position and so on and so forth. So it's kind of cool. And I do like they show like all the different screenshots from the manga that they're using as reference. Really nice. And you know, I don't know a lot about the series, but still I think it's going to be interesting, you know, because it's kind of a series where I think like I'd like to read this and I just don't have the option unless I learn Japanese. It's not an option. I think there's like 5 chapters translated, so we'll see. But I will say you won't be able to see this on stream, but go take a look on the, maybe you can see it on stream on video, I don't know, but go take a look on the website at the actual image. It does show that there's some character IDs in the tab for the Photoshop files, and that seems to suggest that there are some more Kochikame characters already accounted for. I suppose it is a feature festival, that's to be expected, isn't it? But this goes up as, I think it's 008091 for Matoi Giboshi, and then 008111 for Nero Higurashi, which means there's a character in between them, and I think there's about 2 or 3 characters before them, maybe 2 characters before them. It might not be that many because I think they've got some filler in their IDs. But there'll be more characters after them probably as well, so it's cool. And there's the other little shot. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I also included some bonus information here for people that don't know about the series, about who these characters actually are. There was sort of some information in the actual post, but I expanded on it a little bit. And for some reason it's really weirdly formatted, and I spelled Higurashi wrong. So maybe I'll fix that while I'm editing this video. But yeah, lots of information there. And we're going to see more of this process going forward in like the coming weeks, in the lead up to these characters being released in, well, they said fall or autumn, but I assume it's like the end of it, like probably like November or something. But maybe not, maybe it'll be early this time. Everything else they've teased has come much later than they said it would, but maybe it'll come earlier this time. Who knows? Who knows? But that's basically it for this video. Kind of a long one, but there you go. And we've got summons to come in the next couple of days. We'll summon on Giorno, and then we'll also have the batch review probably a day or two after that. I don't know how I'm going to time it. And yeah, I don't know. We're working on some updates for the website, for the database. I mean, we've been working on updates for God knows how long, but I'm really trying, guys. I'm really trying. I want to get these updates out for you. I want some good content for you guys, and it's coming. It is coming. I promise. I will get it up eventually. I will do it. But yeah, I just got to end the video here. So I'll see you guys next time.